So, hi everybody, we are here with Mr. Chirag Shetty, who is an Indian badminton player and will and has represented India in various events. So my first question to you is, India has a much larger population than Japan, approximately four times larger. Yet India won only two gold medals in the 2016 Olympics, whereas Japan won 41. What do you think is lacking in the development of Indian sports persons, and what do you think you would improve in this field of sports in India?
I think Japan being like a developed country already, I think they've invested a lot on their grassroots level badminton, and I think we as a sporting nation have still not done that. All the times are changing now, and we've been doing a lot more for the grassroots level um, people, and we've been investing a lot lately in the past 3, 4, 5 years, I would say. And I think if you want to if you want to win medals at the Olympic Games, it's not a 5 year process or a 4 year process. You need to, if you invest now, you will see players playing well after 15, 20 years. So I think things are changing definitely, and I think like grassroots level um, funding is a lot more important, and I think definitely things are changing, and we will see India winning more medals in the next two games.
So, how did you personally balance your studies, etc., with your sporting life?
Well, I think in India, like education is equally important, and I think I was balancing both my sporting career and my education simultaneously, and I think definitely it's a tough job um, to manage both. But I think like a lot of people in India just don't focus too much on their studies who are pursuing a full-time sporting career. So I think I didn't do that. I managed both of them quite well. As a sports person, you definitely need something to fall back on if your sporting career doesn't take off that well. Not everybody ends up becoming a world champion or the best in India. So for every world champion, there are not a world champion, even a national champion. There are thousands of people who couldn't reach that level. So you always need to have something to fall back on, and I think you can never neglect studies. So I think um, at least until the 10th standard, you need to manage both of them as much as possible, and eventually you can choose uh, what you want to focus on at a later stage. Uh, Personally, um, I chose commerce after my 10th standard, and decided to pursue a career in badminton. Although I didn't neglect studies completely, but my focus was more on badminton. Until then, it was 50-50.
So, like, what would you say if someone was to get into the field of sports at a young age and was to make a decision at the same age as you did? What would you say is the timeline that they would take to play at the same level as you, or like to represent the country?
I started representing the country at the age of I think 15 or 16 in the junior categories, and I think I had given my 10th standard exams by then. I was in my 11th grade, and I think the best time to choose between the two career options, I think, is to personally I feel is after the 10th standard, because if you want to take a career in um, badminton, I don't think you can manage badminton like not just badminton, any other sport. I think you cannot manage science. You cannot take science and manage your sporting career as well, because I personally felt that it was quite a tough job. So I had to take commerce and continue with my sporting career.
Okay, thank you. So my next question is, would you say that there are any pros and cons that you would have like experienced in your career as to like choosing this career, or like not did you ever look back and think that you should like at any point of time and think that you made the wrong decision, or was it always smooth sailing for you?
I think before my 10th standard, I think I had a hard time. I think I had to choose either I had to take up science and commerce or commerce, and I was a pretty an above average student, I would say. I scored pretty well in my 10th standard, around 86%. Although I was playing badminton until the very end, until February, I would say. Whereas my friends who were appearing for the same 10th standard board exams were stopped everything in their 10th standard, and whereas I was just playing and playing till the very end. So I think I was a bit inclined towards studies as well. I was pretty good at it, but I felt that if I if I miss my opportunity now, maybe I'll never get to play badminton again. Like I really wanted to pursue a career in badminton, and it wasn't as if I take up commerce, I'll end up nowhere, because there are a lot of things I could do with commerce as well. So yeah, I think I took that plunge and decided to pursue a career in badminton.
So, like at that point of time, you already spoken about how you struggled making a subject choice, and like you finally did commit to a decision. So certain, like many people, not just in between choosing subjects, but in between choosing careers, even after they choose their subject, they struggle with it. So could you speak about your process and what advice you would have or tips and tricks that you would have for someone struggling to make that decision right now?
Well, I think like I said, I was really inclined towards studies as well. If if I wasn't playing badminton, I would have definitely become an engineer. I always wanted to become one, but I loved playing badminton equally, and I think I loved playing a lot more than I wanted to become an engineer. So that's how I chose um, badminton, and it was definitely a difficult decision to take, because like I knew for a fact that like if I had to pursue a career in badminton, I couldn't study engineering, because doing an engineering degree is a full-time course. So I really wouldn't have any time to play badminton and practice badminton. So I had to take that difficult decision, and I think everybody will have like at some point of time will have such decisions to take. But I think um, I personally had the support of my parents, so that was really helpful, and they always had my back. So yeah, I think if you have people backing you, I think it only helps you.
So my next question is, do you think like in India today, as you said, there has been change and development in this field, and there are many institutions, etc., for various sports that have come up. So do you think that training in such an institution is necessary and is like something that each and every athlete should consider, or do you think more traditional ways of training and the way they have been training all their life is more essential?
Well, I think at the grassroots level, I think you should stick to the basics, and you should just have a good time. I think personally feel that when I started playing badminton, I just wanted to get onto the court and have fun. It was never about um, it was about winning a match, but it was also about enjoying the sport, and like taking it up as a career came much later in my life. Initially, it was just to enjoy the sport, and I think all youngsters should aim to do that, and to have fun and not think about winning and losing initially. As you grow older and become mature enough to understand, then maybe yes, you can think of it as a career. But initially, when you start playing any sport, I think you should just enjoy the sport as much as possible.
Okay, thank you. So in India today, especially, many students, like their parents make their decisions for them, at least in most cases, or they influence the decision heavily. And though a student may have a passion for sports, they fall back on the decision that their parent made for them due to the fear of failure because they have no support. And as you said, support is very important. So would you say that that student should still give it their all and go for sports, or should consider the safer route that their parents are like supporting?
Like I said, I think my parents had my back. My father especially really supported my decision, and he wanted me to play. And like I think it should be a very calculative decision. For me personally, I feel that when I decided to pursue badminton after my 10th standard, I think I was already pretty much good at it. I think I was the number one doubles pair in the country at the moment, at that time, in the under 17 category. So I was pretty much good enough in my sport, and I could have thought of making it as a career at that time. And so I took that decision and decided to pursue it full time. But you have to be practical at times too. You cannot just, not everybody in this in the country can decide out of the blue and say that I want to become a sports person. You need to have that caliber as well, and also the support of your parents. So it has to be a very calculative decision, I feel, because it all obviously at some point of time it will be very important for you, because if you if you are just a district player or something and decide to pursue badminton, which is, I think, quite an immature decision. So it has to be a very calculated decision with your parents and yourself. And yeah, that.
So the final question is, what would you say to all the students listening, and what would you emphasize on as a final word to them?
Well, if you really want to pursue a career in sports, I think initially, I think especially if you are a school kid, I think you should enjoy the sport first, and gradually, as you keep winning or competing in tournaments, you will at some point of time get to know your real uh, the level you can actually play at. So I think it's a process. I think when you start just to enjoy the sport. And if you initially, if you don't enjoy the sport that much, I don't think you will ever end up picking it up as a career. Because I think uh, even now, after playing badminton for almost 18, 19 years, I think I still want to get onto the court and play. I think that's one thing I love the most, and that is one thing that drives me to go to practice every single day. So I think enjoying the sport is extremely important, and I think through this medium, I want to tell all the people watching that you should enjoy the sport that you are playing, and not think about winning and losing initially.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.